Okay, so the tank has been running for about over 12 hours now. This is all I did yesterday. This is my son's old 20-gallon tank he had a snake in. As you can see, this has the black trim, not the rimless one, which is actually over here sitting on the counter, not using that. Since I had to fill it up all the way, I didn't want to risk the tank blowing out the silicone. I guess the PetSmart tanks are designed to have the trim on it, so I used this one, cleaned it up, put in the Carib Sea Floor Max substrate, some of my own sandstone pavers, red rock, whatever those are. I got the sponge filter in there with the power head and the heater, Aqueon heater, 100 watt, I got off of Amazon. And just been letting this filter overnight. Cleared it up pretty nice. It's still a little cloudy, as you can see. There's my 40-gallon with my convicts, and there's this one that's still a little cloudy. Yesterday also got my Fluval CO2 kit from Amazon. It says max 15 gallons, but I think it'll be okay for a 20-gallon. I mainly got it for the valve, honestly, because this was only $25. This valve is actually pretty heavy duty. I was kind of worried about this being some cheap plastic, but this is some pretty thick steel, as you can hear. Here's the cheap CO2 cartridge. If I have to use these, I will. Today I'm going to go out and see if I can find a bigger tank and adapter to where I can use this. This diffuser is interesting. It's not as big as everyone said. You know, if you have this in the tank, it's not really that big. But I guess what you're supposed to do is you hook up the air line and you turn the valve and release the CO2 to fill them up, and then you turn it back off. You don't leave the valve on to let this bubble. We'll see how that works. Apparently that's supposed to diffuse the CO2 very slowly into the water. And from all the videos that I've seen, if you have your CO2 coming out in bubbles, you want those to diffuse before they hit the surface of the water, because if they dissipate in the air, you're not really getting any CO2 into your tank. So this you just fill up, let it go, and I don't think it bubbles. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to try it out. So I don't mind having this in the tank as long as it works. If I have problems with it, then I'll just buy a diffuser. Okay guys, the 20-gallon planted tank is done. I got 3 raspberries from PetSmart. I got all the plants from PetSmart. I want to say thank you to Amanda from a couple of fish groups on Facebook for selling me that piece of driftwood. It's beautiful. And this CO2 thing seems to be working, I guess. If you saw it in the video, it filled up. It fills up both of the chambers. You turn it off and then it's just supposed to diffuse into the water by itself. I put some of the flourish tabs into the substrate and I got some Amazon swords, some, I forgot what kind of ferns they were, but I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. Hopefully, if this does not work, I'm not doing planted tanks anymore. I spent a little bit more than I wanted to, but I guess you kind of have to with planted tanks. So I didn't get the CO2 tank that I wanted, but I did find these at Aqua Serene. Basically, replacement CO2 plant growth system. I can hook these directly up to the hose when this one runs out. It's 35 bucks for these, but I'm not sure what size this can is. I mean, it looks like a 16 ounce, I guess. These are one can supposed to last about a month. We'll see how that works. If one can does last a month, then that's about 10 bucks a month, and we'll see how that CO2 diffusing chamber works. So I got my heater, and I have my heater and that right next to the filter because I do that a lot because there's a lot of water movement by the filter. The heater is heating the water as it's going through the filter and then dispersing it through the tank. Hopefully the same theory will work with the CO2. Hopefully as it diffuses, it'll go through the filter and disperse through the water. These fish seem to be doing okay. They're a little skittish, but they have a lot more room than they did at the PetSmart tank, I'll tell you that. And we'll see how well this beams light works with these plants. It's pretty bright in there. I think it'll work. But now it's just a waiting game. So I got everything set up the way people told me to. I got good substrate, some root tabs, a CO2 system. Went as cheap as I could go on this. I think tomorrow I might go and get some more fish. I definitely need to put some more waste in here so the plants can feed off of it. Those fish seem to be doing all good. Okay, they're swimming around and checking things out. Well, this is my first time setting up a planted tank. If this is your first time, hopefully this helped. It's not too expensive, especially with a small tank. Yeah, hopefully this helped you guys out. And if you guys have any advice or comments for me, leave them in the comment section. So I don't really remember the name of the plants that I put in here except for the Amazon swords. If you rewind a little bit or back up the video, I showed them. I'll have to go back and check myself. Hopefully this works. I would definitely love to see these plants sprout out and have some more community fish in here. I think it'd be pretty cool. So we'll see what happens here. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care out there.